Mama said there's my magic shoes.
Welcome back to another episode of Geeklare. I'm Donnie alongside Kit. Say hi, Kit.
Hi, Kit.
You know, Kit, it's February in America, which automatically makes people think of Valentine's Day stuff. So we'd like to thank each and every one of you that has shown our show some love. We're up to 20 viewers and 5 subscribers now, Kit.
That's awesome. Thanks for listening, everyone. Okay. So, did you check your desk drawer for Valentine's Day stuff? I haven't checked mine yet.
You know what? You should wait until lunch break. Yeah, lunch break. Rather than doing a forced Valentine's theme this year, we decided we're going to gamble on originality.
Donnie, Steve's trepidatious.
For those listening, Steve is one of our coworkers.
Yeah, Kit,
Yeah.
make sure Donnie's not going to have his cover band do the music for the office party, please. I don't really know or care how much cake he brings. I'm just not sitting through that Bachta opera again.
He just told me to ask you if you're going to play your cover band's Bachta opera for the office party again.
Oh, Ponfo Miron, Steve. Everyone knows Birds of Purslayer is the best Klingon thrash cover band.
Don't pay Steve any attention, Donnie. Ashu Nashvadu Birds of Purslayer. You guys really know how to rock a party.
Thanks, Kit. But no, the gamble on originality has to do with our podcast. See, for this episode, we thought we'd shine a spotlight on some things that we usually don't cover.
Things we wish we could talk about more.
We're calling it Stuff We Love. See what we did there?
Smash the like button if you appreciate these things too. You know, if I owned a TV network, I'd probably pitch a station that was just about couples.
You mean Lifetime?
Oh yeah, no. Lifetime is that channel about traumatized women being stalked by their murderous exes who also cheat on them with their moms and then kidnap their daughters.
And Golden Girls reruns.
My channel would be about couples in love.
Again, I say you were beaten to the punch. Skinamax was not only already a thing, but it was a thing that got replaced by Pornhub, Kit.
I said in love, Donnie.
They've already made one for that too. It's called Hallmark.
No. This channel would be rife with endearing meet-cutes and humorous lovey-dovey action.
Suspiciously enough, that sounds exactly like a romantic comedy.
Why do you even feel the need to put a label on it?
We said original, so no rom-coms.
What is this rom-com you speak of?
Nope.
You can't just arbitrarily say nope, Donnie.
Yeah, I can. Nope. Kit, we said we weren't going to be lazy by covering sappy lame rom-coms in February.
Okay, fine. No rom-coms. Except for your boy Deadshot, because Ryan Reynolds isn't lame and sappy.
That's Deadpool.
Deadpool? Oh, yeah, you're right. You know, because they both start with dead. My dyslexia mixes up Wade, I own Wrexham AFC with Rob McElhenney, and Floyd, I sucker smack Chris.
Okay, that's alright. But the point is, yes, Ryan Reynolds counts.
Aw, okay. What do you love, Donnie?
Back in episode 1, I mentioned that I love the whole geek culture convention experience, but sometimes it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes a guy stabs another guy for a seat at a Harry Potter Q&A.
I mean, I heard wizards are ruthless and witches get snitches, but go on.
And sometimes meeting your favorites doesn't go as planned. Because he's dead, I never get to talk about this guy, so I figured I'm gonna do it now. Let me tell you a story.
Back in St. Olaf's?
Ah. Ha, Golden Girls reference. Anyway, years ago at the Legends of the Ring convention, I met the late great pro wrestler Vader. If you don't know Vader from wrestling, maybe you know him better from his time playing for the Los Angeles Rams or his cameos on Boy Meets World and Baywatch. He was 6'5", 450 pounds, not the kind of guy you want to upset.
Oh no, what did you do?
Did you ever have wrestling trading cards?
Why, yes, I actually do. I mean, I did. Yeah, that's it. When I was a bitty kid, I used to have some Star Wars trading cards, and gotta say, I thought it was funny that Chewbacca actually came with chewing gum. Then I grew up, and it was all about Pokemon and basketball cards. I was thrilled when I heard they were making a live action Detective Pikachu.
Wait a minute, no you didn't. You told me kids drove you nuts every morning at your job, calling the store, asking when the new sets were coming in, and then hassling you to unbox them.
You'd have been upset too. The same 10 kids every damn morning, either in person or on the phone, and my coat was barely off.
That would be annoying.
Or they'd be standing right next to me with their sticky, grubby, wee little fingers obnoxiously demanding the new cards when they could literally see the dumb Pokemon cards were in the bottom box of the towering stacks of an unopened inventory.
Tell us how you really feel, kid.
I will, Donnie. There was only one child that didn't annoy me. Because our stores were in a strip mall, there wasn't even a park nearby for him to play at. Rain or shine, he was stuck in his family's restaurant for the entire summer.
That would be pretty awful.
One supervisor was a good sport because we weren't allowed to sell damaged inventory. When the glue suspiciously didn't keep the M&M boxes closed, he'd snuffle them down instead of pitching them. So I knew that if someone slashed through the card pack foil, opening the boxes with a box cutter, we didn't necessarily have to throw out the cards.
That hypothetical someone was really nice. Except the part where they lied about being excited about a Detective Pikachu movie. We both know that someone never read a Pokemon manga or even watched any of the animated series, so why would that someone lie about... Nope. I said no Ryan Reynolds movies, and we're sticking to it.
No, that was just a Smith. Ryan wasn't in Detective Pikachu.
He was Pikachu.
I respectfully agree to disagree. Pikachu is that adorable yellow, furry, gerbily rabbit-looking thing with that zigzag lightning tail.
We both know that you know that Pikachu was voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
No, I think you've been misinformed. I think you meant to say that Pikachu was played by Brian Reynolds.
Oh my god. You know what? Keep it up. I'm gonna put you on mute.
You can't silence the free press.
Well, like I was saying, the cool thing about wrestling trading cards is they'd sometimes use an action shot for their card images. In my card's case, Vader had sumo wrestler Yokozuna in the corner ready to unload some punches on him. I prepaid for my Vader autograph. I got my card out of the little protective sleeve when I was next in line. Easy as pie so far, right?
I'm glad you used protection. I know, not now, Blanche.
But then Vader looked at my card and kept looking. And then he said, "Oh wow." Not an excited, "Oh wow, I haven't seen this card in years." A sad, "Oh wow." Then he says, "Me and Yoko, he's dead now. I miss him."
Smooth move, Donnie, you depressed Vader. Did you know Yokozuna was dead?
Yeah, but I didn't know they were real life friends like that.
Did Yokozuna just die that week or something?
No, it had been years before. That's just how big Vader's heart was, I guess. I said us wrestling fans missed Yokozuna too, trying to relate to the poor guy and all. Then Vader asks, "Can I keep this?" referring to my trading card.
Aw, he's a big old softy.
So I said, "No, that's mine. Give it back, stupid," and he beat the crap out of me. Just kidding. Of course I said yes. What else am I gonna say, right? But it's awkward AF now because I already paid for an autograph. So there I am, looking like a jerk ass because I had to remind this huge mourning man that he still owed me an autograph.
Yeah, it's not good compassion optics for you right now.
Hey, Vader, hey, dry your eyes, stop crying. You owe me a picture, too.
Eesh. Dear listeners, even if this recounted tale hints to the opposite, Donnie is very compassionate and can have all the feels. Okay, but please tell me it got better, though. What did you get Vader to sign?
My WWE Encyclopedia book, but since it was a last minute switch I hadn't planned for, I hadn't bookmarked the page. So
Oh,
at this point, yeah, I know. So at this point, everyone's looking at me, everyone's trying to hurry me up.
uh,
Everyone saw me remind Vader his friend's dead, and I'm holding up the line. So now everyone just hates me. So yeah, not my best convention experience.
don't worry, Donnie. Sometimes we all unintentionally hold up autograph lines.
You're just trying to make me feel better.
I mean, I didn't depress everyone or make the celebrity cry, but I really did hold up a line, too. At the time, I had an unrealistic crush.
PPO kind of unrealistic crush?
You'd think, but nope. It was more in the vein of a crush that was much bigger than I thought I'd had initially.
Whoa. Say more. And who was it for?
We'll talk about attending expensive conventions real quick. This works best for multiple day conventions that have things to do all day. If you play your cards right, you can attend most of them for free if you sign up to work the convention.
Working a convention sounds fun, but don't you miss a lot of the events doing that?
Well, most of them have flexible schedules. Just so long as you put in however much time you agreed to, they don't care how you split up your volunteer time. Say you wanted to participate in a costume contest or catch a certain Q&A panel, you could work the very beginning of, say, every day when most people are just signing in or waking up if they stayed at the hotel, or even in the evening you could pull hallway guard duty, or even work the consuite break room where crew members relax and sometimes even the panelists unwind.
That's really kind of brilliant, Kit.
Thanks. Personally, I like working the sign-in desk the most because I got to meet everyone. Though more often than not, because I treated them like my favorite relative coming to visit, I got to work panels or the autograph room. It's all about being a good host and putting the celebrity at ease. Met a lot of authors that way.
Slick.
I always thought so. Anyway, I didn't work this particular autograph signing. It was being held at a localish bookstore. I just bought a brand new camera with all the bells and whistles, only to find out they weren't letting fans use their own equipment. They went the extra step, though, to actually temporarily confiscate said equipment until after your meet and greet when you left the line. My friend and I looked cute. I had the page bookmarked that I wanted to get signed. I've got to say two things here. A, I will never understand why anyone would shell out extra buckets of money for a photograph of themselves. You can take a selfie for free, people, so I never pay extra for a pic of me and some famous muckety-muck.
I guess I never thought of it that way, but I see your point.
2, fans that can't control themselves and think it's okay to throw themselves pushily at celebrities. You wouldn't want someone to molest your baby sister or attack your mom. It's just not okay for male fans to accost starlets. It's also 110% not okay for gals to be all touchy-feely, butt-grabby with the male celebrities. It's not only invasive of people's personal space, it's just plain old tacky.
I get it, it's about respect. That has died down a little bit post-COVID, I'm happy to say.
Thank God. Anyway, as usual, there are scantily dressed fans that throw themselves at people. I was embarrassed for them. Me, on the side of a Puritan, I was just missing those snazzy shoe buckles. Well, it was my turn next, and I was expecting a rote, thanks for being a fan, blah, 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 next. When out of the blue, after not really interacting with any of the other gals in line, Eric Bischoff casually slides his arm around my waist.
Way to go, you! Then what happened?
I have no idea. I had an out-of-body experience. My brain turned off. By the time it turned back on, I felt like I was a pretty bubble being led by the arm. My friend escorted me out like I was some little yellow bus kid. The security guy had to ditch his post to stop us from leaving the store. He was chuckling and shaking his head. Whatever he handed me, my friend had to take. At least I vaguely remembered mumbling, thanks. It wasn't until I got to the car that I was driving, mind you, that I realized I almost left the place without my brand new camera.
At least you didn't have butterfly amnesia and forgot 3 whole days of a convention.
I could have. I wouldn't know. Speaking of conventions, this year Funko Pop will have a new booth at several shows. Funko Pop Airways, where fun takes flight.
They'll have show exclusives for Illinois Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, April 26th through 28th, California San Diego Comic Con International, July 24th through 28th, and New York Comic Con, October 17th through 20th. I'm glad I don't collect every single Funko Pop. When they initially formed in 1998, they only made bobblehead dolls. Then in 2010, the company pivoted to making overpriced vinyl figures instead of the usual overpriced plastic action figures. That's when they really started blowing up. Now their branding's just on everything.
Until you mentioned you collected them, I didn't know what they actually were. I thought they made novelty candy or like pop culture sodas, like, say, Slurm or Duff Beer. Then when you told me they made dolls, I was picturing something like the Sleepy Hollow Ichabod Crane figure I had from McFarlane, or one of those Monster High Swords of Goth dolls.
First Funko I ever got was a Randy Marsh from South Park. I was so happy because the only other Randy action figures or Randy merch at all up to that point was a Comic-Con exclusive small testicular cancer Randy figure because of course South Park made that the cool variant collectible figure.
Mhm.
Testicular cancer, fun for the whole family. Yeah.
Oh
I
boy,
didn't want
let's go out and buy 10.
I didn't want to spend hundreds buying that on eBay, but the Funko Pop version, $10 at the time. I love Funko Pops because they're usually affordable and they probably have at least one figure for your favorite thing. I dislike them because they usually all look the same and their limited numbers aren't that limited. I have a number 300 Snoop Dogg on me right now, and I've never seen anyone claiming to have the very last Funko of a particular run ever. But I digress. What else do you love, Kit?
Because of my limited amount of room, I'm more of an autographed photo or book person, less of a collectible kind of person. Which doesn't mean I don't adore my Hasbro new Batman Adventures 9-inch fully posable Harley Quinn with Bud and Lou. I mean, until recently, no one else even bothered including her babies. FYI, the hyenas were named after the famous American comedy duo Abbott and Costello.
The Who's on First guys.
Mind you, they were no Marx Brothers, who will always have a special place in my heart, but they were funny. Though dated, some of their stuff is still funny.
They were no Three Stooges, I'll tell you that. Mostly because there's 2 of them.
Well, they could have been Shemp, who knows. Anyways, one afternoon at a different localish bookstore, I was trying to find a new book in the horror section, because I just finished the Vampire Files series by P.N. Elrod. They're a quick rainy day read. Think vampire detective noir. You're good to go.
Novellas or not, that 13-book series takes up so much space.
They wouldn't on a Kindle.
No, Kit, I didn't get you a Kindle for Valentine's Day.
Well, I still haven't peeked into my desk drawer yet.
You can peek till next year's Valentine's. A Kindle ain't gonna be there, okay?
Fine. But no names were jumping out at me, so I was peeking at the book covers for some art to pique my interest.
So which undercover prince was shirtless?
No one was shirtless. I was in the horror section. Someone was faceless, though. It was his creepy, gaping mouthed skull.
So it was a shirtless pirate?
Lo and behold, I stumbled across Brian Lumley's Necroscope series. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna want to dedicate a good chunk of time to clutching your dog so close he tells you you have bad breath and sleeping with your nightlight on while you're waiting for your significant other to come to bed. It's basically a 16-book series. I can't sing his praises as an author enough. The guy is a genius. Brian Lumley is fantastic. Think espionage. Yup, the UK has a secret paranormal branch of the government. You've got cloak and dagger intrigue, horrific necromancers, and ghastly secret agents. And oh, did I mention the main reason why I picked it up? You guessed it. It even has vampires.
Shirtless vampires?
No, they weren't shirtless vampires. Wait a minute. Oh, darn it. I guess you're technically kind of right. They are kind of shirtless. But that's only because it rotted away. It rotted away. He was in the grave. It doesn't really count, I don't think.
Did he get you a Kindle?
Oh, you're a riot, Donnie. You want Lovecraft and Eldritch horrors? Try his 6-book Titus Crow series. How about you fancy a Dreamwalker? Try his 4-book Dreamland series. Maybe you want more sci for your fi. You want to stay young forever without drinking the blood from your nearest and dearest? Try his 3-book Psychomech series. Maybe you just want to up the ante and travel to parallel worlds. Give his 2-book House of Doors a go. I'm not even going to talk about his short stories or his anthologies. I mean, Brian Lumley is prolific, and he's worth every bit of praise I can lay on him and more. I loved his stuff so much, I started collecting the hardcovers. If you go to his website for a nominal fee, his wife who runs his fan club would make sure he'd send you a personal letter as well as an autograph for you to place into your own book.
Must have thought you were one of those bonkers fans running a special book club or something, or fencing his autographs on eBay.
Funny you say that. I actually had to explain to his wife that, well, yes, I was a bonkers fan buying what ended up being like 6 fan club subscriptions, but I was putting every single one of those autographs into one of my hardcovers.
That was a smart way to get autographs from a person that would probably never come to a bookstore near you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I would have loved to travel to the UK, but yeah, it was a way more affordable to get his autograph by snail mail than in person. Here's where I say Mr. Lumley knew that all the autographs were going to one person, me. Technically, he could have gotten away with sending me one form letter to fulfill his obligation. But did he? Oh no. On top of all the autographs, he ended up writing me like 6 different multiple-page letters. It's one of the coolest correspondences I've ever received. I'm more than a little miffed I didn't realize that Malibu Comics released 8 comics for the Necroscope series. Hell, I'd even be happy if I could get my grubby mitts on the graphic novel. I found one of the Malibu comics in the discount bin at a local shop. I've been on the lookout ever since. I was truly excited a few years back when I heard that FX specialist Glenn Hetrick was working with Morgan Freeman's Revelation Studio to bring Necroscope to a TV series or films or even a video game, but I haven't heard a peep since then. 369.
369 what?
Well, that's how many rom-coms Ryan Reynolds has been in. 369.
That's 300 too many. Seriously though, 369? I know he's done a quiver full of rom-coms, but you're making it sound like every movie he's done's a rom-com.
Aren't they?
No way. At least 32 of those are him playing wisecracking government agents and stuff. Check again.
Really? Okay. Smart guy, I will check again. Let me pull up his IMDb really quick like. Oh, I didn't know he did that. Oh yeah, that's a rom-com too. Let's see. Oh, he was Green Hornet?
You did it again. While you're reading the screen.
Oh?
I know you remember Van Williams was Britt Reed for the TV series. Besides, you told me that The Green Hornet was one of the only Seth Rogen movies you actually liked.
David Gordon Green's Pineapple Express is the other one.
Let me guess, because you love James Franco and everything he does?
Ugh, no, definitely not Franco. Ugh, how could he even say that? No, I love Gary Cole.
That tracks.
About Green Hornet, though, are you sure that was Seth?
110% without a doubt certain, Kit. I'd bet our Canadian dollar on it. Ryan Reynolds was DC's Green Lantern, aka Hal Jordan. Remember? You cried when he... No. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
What?
I
What?
told you. I
Oh,
said off the air. I said off the air. No, Ryan Reynolds, due to the sheer amount of sappy rom-coms he's done.
geez, Donnie, you're being so touchy over one little mistake. Take your mind off it. Tell us what else you love.
Sting. He's retiring next month, and I don't know that we'll have time to talk about him before that happens, so let's do it now. It's crazy to think about his career trajectory. He was the most popular when he didn't talk or wrestle for 15 months. Think about that. That's insane.
It is. It is insane. It's crazy. It shouldn't have worked.
That type of booking wasn't done before him, and it hasn't been done since him for good reason.
I remember his crow gimmick, the gothish monochrome black and white face paint and trench coat, was such a 360 from his previous colorful surfer persona.
Surfer's thing was cool too, though, because the color scheme changed every week. Kid me always liked that. I always wondered how expensive and time consuming it was putting the different face paint on every week.
I wonder if he did that as a carryover from his tag team days when he was in the Blade Runners with the Ultimate Warrior.
Sting has neither confirmed nor denied this, but supposedly Scott Hall's the one who pitched him the crow gimmick.
Although Scott might have been a fan of James O'Barr's graphic novel The Crow, I think he was probably more inspired by director Alex Proyas' 1994 version, starring Brandon Lee of Rapid Fire and Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Well, Sting started that gimmick in '96, so I'll guess probably the film version, yeah. Which also co-starred Bei Ling of Three Extremes and The Haunted Studio, which comes out later this year. And Michael Wincott of the original Equalizer TV series and the film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I vaguely remember seeing a few, but not all 22 episodes of the 98 Crow Stairway to Heaven television series starring Mark Dacascos. One snowy weekend, a couple friends and I had a chronological Crow film marathon, mostly because the friend that went with me to the wrestling show had a huge crush on Vincent Perez, the star of 96's Crow City of Angels. Personally, I liked the twist and the 2000s Crow Salvation starring Eric Mabius because he was trying to clear his name of a murder charge. I thought it was really nice to see him portraying something different than squeaky clean career professional like he was in the American version of Ugly Betty. And then later on, it was nice seeing Edward Furlong in 2005's Crow Wicked Prayer. It was a nice change from his Terminator days.
Less of a sequel, more of a reboot, Rupert Sanders is directing the newest Crow film. Eric Draven's being played by Hollywood's current It guy, Bill Skarsgård. See what I did there?
Yes, very clever, Donnie, very clever. But back to Sting for a minute. Okay, that friend that had a crush on Vincent Perez, like I said, she was also a wrestling fan. Sting was at a local store signing autographs. I'd gotten my hands on a bootleg of Judson Vaughn's 98, The Real Reason Men Commit Crimes. The plot had to do with some poker buddies, all interested in the same girl, so they tried to win her over by retelling some caper they pulled off. Each story was getting wilder than the last. Anyways, the reason why I mentioned that specifically is because he did the film using his real name, Steve Borden. Most of the kids were in school, and the Beer Belly fan bros were all at work, so it was slow, and you could tell Sting was pretty bored. Because we, again, weren't being bizarre creeper fans, throwing ourselves at him or asking him to put his signature ring move on us, or asking him inane or invasive questions.
Or making him cry, reminding him his friend's dead.
Yeah, we didn't do that either. Sting was unusually chatty, and we really got to spend quality time, with the fans that did arrive. We got to hear pretty much everyone else's conversations with him, and when he got to us, we got to ask if he knew when they'd be officially releasing his movie, or if he had plans to do any other acting.
Did he? I always thought his acting was underrated, and of course, he has a great physical look to him, being a wrestler and all. That guy could have easily been an action star in the '90s, 2000s.
Completely could have been the next big action star. His agent didn't do him any favors not getting him into any more films. I don't know, maybe he just didn't have the time with all his wrestling obligations to read for more parts or to show up. Either way, he could still do something. He could probably pull off roles that Bruce Willis or Jason Statham could.
Sting is the Baykeeper. Yeah, he could have been Denzel's friend.
Considering the situation, he could have easily canceled and just enjoyed sleeping in at the hotel. But he was a really good sport. He posed for a picture with the one schoolboy that did show up and had time to sign multiple items for fans without charging them extra or making people wait forever. Circling back to that movie, I only had one copy of it. I was so dumb. I lent it to that friend and have never seen it since. Lesson being, if a friend wants to borrow something you only have one of, you're going to make a copy first and only lend that copy. So if it's not returned or it gets broken, your collection won't be ruined.
As Bobby the Brain Heenan used to say, a friend in need is a pest. I wonder if Sting will get betrayed in his last match. He has the dumbest man in wrestling reputation.
He's not the dumbest man in wrestling. He didn't pitch the blue blazer stunt. Talk about a dumb angle.
Or Mark Henry not being able to clock Sammy was a dude in a dress.
Or when the announcers couldn't figure out who the random audience member was that joined in the match when Steve Blackman was the Martial Arts magazine cover less than 2 days before.
Or Goldberg not following the script. You know what? We could go all day with this. The point is, Sting gets betrayed a lot. Sometimes multiple times by the same people. Thus, the internet dubbed him the dumbest man in wrestling.
Although I'm a fan of a few directors, I really like Guy Ritchie's stuff. I really love his latest movie, Bullet Train. It is fantastic. The action is great. It's funny. I like the soundtrack. And I don't know. What did you think about it, Donnie?
Yeah, I really like Bullet Train, and actually that one has... Oh my god, I see what you're doing.
What?
Oh my...
What am I?
I really thought you got Ryan Reynolds out of your system. That's it.
Oh.
You know what? That's it. Oh, show's over.
Okay, fine. I get it. No Ryan Reynolds. I swear, no more. Okay, I swear.
No
Come
more
back.
Ryan Reynolds. No more Ryan Reynolds, you promise?
I promise. I swear. Cross my heart and hope to spy. No more Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, good. Finally. Thank you.
We won't talk Deadpool 3.
Okay, exactly.
Even
Wait,
though they spent millions airing the trailer during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean that's true. They didn't dump Super Bowl money on Madam Web. But yep, nope, we're not even gonna mention it. That's fine. I don't have to mention it. You think I have to mention Deadpool 3?
No,
I don't have to talk about that.
Of course you don't. I mean, I get it. You don't want to talk about how phenomenal the casting is. I mean, Matthew McFadden, he's been on my radar since Richard Warlow's 2012 36-episode TV series Ripper Street.
Damn it, kid. No, we're not going to talk about the casting. We're not going to talk about the casting. That's right.
Sure.
I don't care. I don't care if Hugh Jackman does have a comic accurate Wolverine costume, or who Taylor Swift might be playing, or whether or not Channing Tatum will finally get to realize his dream of playing Gambit, or...
Too bad we're not talking Ryan Reynolds. As per our agreement, remember. Say goodnight, Donnie. Well, what's the matter? What's the matter? Have a little something to say? Some words caught in your throat?
I love the happy ending tagline. That was a great double entendre for a Disney fight Deadpool. All right, fine. And I love the callback to the first film with the pegging. That was really funny. And the TVA looks upgraded and badass, even though I'll miss Owen Wilson not being in this one. And I love that the Marvel Studios title card was changed to Deadpool's colors. And I love that Deadpool has a birthday now. We love character birthdays and geek holidays around here.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. We love the geek holidays around here. Off the top of my head, I don't know if he has a birthday in the comics or not. Comment down below about it. Otherwise, I'm making a Deadpool cake on July 26th.
Maybe it's just a different TVA department. Who doesn't love birthday cake? Say goodnight, Donnie.
Good night, Donnie.
Pika.
Where's that mute button?